What is up, guys? Del Boy here. So Nonito Donaire defeats Ryan Burnett in weird circumstances. Let's start from the beginning. Round one, quite an entertaining round, quite a high-paced set. Ryan Burnett boxing well, his jab, finding the target, very accurate, very quick. Also, the 1-2 from Ryan Burnett. You know, Burnett is looking quite fluid. He's getting in and out, lands a couple of good combinations. But Nonito Donaire, despite losing the round, looks dangerous. You know, clearly has power in his shots. You can hear the shots when they land against Burnett's gloves. You know, they had a lot of pop in them. And, you know, Donaire in round one, he did actually land a couple of good shots. Round two, I felt Burnett boxed really well. Again, in and out, very accurate jab. You know, just boxing well. You know, making Donaire follow him around the ring, not letting Donaire set his feet to counter. You know, round two, I felt Burnett boxed really well. Round three, I felt this was a better round for Nonito Donaire. Ryan Burnett sat in the corner a little while. Donaire got some work off, landed a couple of good shots. You know, Donaire in round three was a bit more aggressive. He was a bit more, you know, he took the initiative a bit more, landed some good shots, like I said. Burnett probably still won round three, but, you know, Donaire had success. And round four is where the fight ended. And, you know, Donaire didn't win the fight by his trademark left hook. He didn't knock Burnett out. Burnett actually, you know, he went to throw a punch. It was a right hand. He missed the punch, and when he was following through, his back just seemed to have went. And, you know, it just finished him, really. He took a knee and actually took a count. It was clear that he was in agony, really, you know, in real pain. And from that point, you just knew he wasn't going to see the final bell. He saw out the round quite well, you know, he took some big shots. He got back to his corner, but he was in agony. And listen, if any of you have had any type of back injuries, you would know that they're no joke. And some of them literally render you, you know, unable to walk, you know, unable to really bend or anything, you know, and you can't fight with that type of injury. It's impossible. You cannot do it. So yeah, I saw a few people online say that Burnett was soft. Come on now. I find that ridiculous. You know, back injuries are just, you know, it's one of those injuries. You can't come back from it. It is what it is. And credit to Nonito Donaire. He didn't celebrate. He knew that was a weird way to win a fight. In the post-fight interview, he was very classy, as usual. So yeah, fair play to him. And he goes on to the semi-finals. He will now fight Zolane Tete. That'll be interesting. I'll be looking forward to that. You know, Donaire, although he was losing this fight, I didn't think he looked terrible. It still looked like he had a lot of power in those punches. You know, he was marking Ryan Burnett's face up quite a bit. You know, clearly still very heavy-handed. He's clearly lost a step though, you know. A lot slower on his feet. He's kind of reverted into a hooker now, you know, just a left hooker. Back in his prime, like 2007 to 2011, he was a lot more than that. If you was watching Nonito Donaire back then, Donaire used his feet a hell of a lot more. He had a lot more variety in his work. He didn't solely rely on that left hook. You know, he boxed more, he feinted more, and in recent years, you know, he's kind of reverted into a left hooker, you know, solely looking for that counter left hook. And he's past his best, he's well past his best, but still, he carries that power, and if he connects, you know, you could be in some trouble. He still has something left, although he's nowhere near what he was. Maybe he could pull off an upset against Zolane Tete, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to that fight, actually. But yeah, Nonito Donaire wins this fight by a fourth round. I guess you'd call it a retirement. Weird circumstances, but yeah, Donaire goes through to the semi-finals. Ryan Burnett suffers the first defeat of his career in bizarre circumstances. And before we go, I've got to add, you know, back injuries are, you know, they could be potentially quite detrimental to, you know, sportsmen's careers going forward. So hopefully Ryan Burnett makes a full recovery, because I do feel this guy is a very good talent. You know, he can box, he can move. You know, he's a very talented fighter. I hope to see him make a full recovery, and I hope we see him in the ring again sooner rather than later, and at world level as well, because I think he's a very good boxer. So yeah, fingers crossed that he pulls through okay. Share your thoughts below. Peace.